Hey guys, so this video will basically have a setup for Heroku and Amazon AWS free tier on the system. I'll first start with Heroku and see if I can do Amazon today, else we'll do a separate video for that. So first you go to heroku.com. Let me just select the site. Right, so I have already signed up. You will need to sign up on Heroku with whatever email ID you want. I've used Cliff's email ID, and it's a free account registration, so you can just log in, and this is the dashboard which will show you. Let me first delete this app because this was just a demo. Okay, well, let's do that later, I guess. So basically, first step would be to create a new app, right? Give any name, like say ABC company is your app name, for example. Okay, it's not available, right? ABC1 or whatever, right? And create an app. So this is the app which is created. Basically, Heroku will provide you to host your website for free. It's a cloud service. Now there are once you create your code, right, on your local machine, you would need to move those files or push it on Heroku. So there are multiple ways of deploying. One is Heroku Git, second is GitHub, and third is container registry. So I'm using GitHub, right? So for GitHub, you would first need to connect GitHub to this Heroku. So for that, you also need to go to GitHub. As in the presentation, there is a link to Git. This is for download. My bad. So okay, this is again for download. Anyways, you can go to github.com, right? Again, this also you can sign up. It's free. So once you sign up, then you can create the repository. Basically, this GitHub is a versioning system where it is kind of a storage or a repository for maintaining your code. And you know, if there is any change that you make to your files, you can maintain those versions here on Git Cloud. Right, so say first we'll create a new repository. For this one, say ABC company, right? I'm giving you a random name. You can create a public or private, whatever you want. Say for example, I'll keep this public. I'll add a readme file. I'll just choose some license. Don't need git ignore right now. I'll talk about this later. No need to know right now. Create a repository, right? So now you have your repository. Basically, from your local system, meaning on your Windows machine or Linux or Mac, wherever you're working, you're going to create the file as per the assignment, a text file or an HTML file, and you would want that file to be in this repository. Think of it like a folder, but you can maintain different versions of it. So if you keep adding new stuff, it will keep changing a new version to it, right? So now, since you have this repository, now let's connect Heroku to Git. It's simple. It's all click paste. So when you click connect, it usually asks you to it will open a window. It will redirect to your GitHub page, and if you haven't already logged in, you can log in, and then you will see the screen. So this is basically Git is asking that like Heroku is asking, would you authorize Git to whatever access its libraries or APIs. So just click on this, authorize Heroku, and yeah, so it's connected to GitHub. See, now you'll see the repository, you can find it from here. Different repositories. What we had created was ABC company. Let me search. No repos found. Also, one more thing, I'll just refresh this page. Sometimes Heroku takes time. Okay, ABC company. See, so here is the repository. Now I can connect. So basically, you have a cloud platform which is going to help you deploy your web page. Like it's like on your local machine you have a web server, local web server, right, where you put your files, and when you start the server and you go to your browser to localhost, the web page usually opens up. In your later assignments, that's how you are going to come across. Right now, I know we just have one HTML file to start with, but we will come across as soon as we start learning PHP, JavaScript, and stuff like that. So for now, so that's the same thing on cloud. You have the web server where Heroku is giving us that platform. Then the files, right, your actual code, that needs to be on Heroku so that Heroku can locate the files and deploy them. So that's why we connected Git, right? So Git is connected. Now these two files, if there is a button which you will see, deploy, choose a branch to deploy, see manual deploy or enable automatic deploy, for example, you can enable it. So branch is basically on Git. If you see, this is the branch. Think of it as in your project, say ABC company, there will be a chain of changes that you're going to make. So right now, say you can just name it anything. By default it comes with main. Now say if I add 2 more files on this, right, and push those changes, make some additions to this repository, then the new commit will be added, right? Commit is basically the change number. So initially, say this is your commit. This is a commit which tells this is the state of all your files. Now add 2 more files. Say I make some modification in license, I remove some file, and then again commit it and push it to Git, right? So then there will be another commit. So that number would be something else, some another ID, which will be like the latest commit or the latest version of your repository, right? So that's how it works. So yeah, so you can choose your branch. We'll talk about all this like other branches maybe later, or you can ask me separately, but for now this is just the 2 setup that I've showed. Now let's talk about Visual Studio Code, right? So this is Visual Studio Code. Again, you can go to all these, there's a software section, you can download these stuff. You will need Heroku CLI, Visual Studio Code. I already downloaded and installed Visual Studio Code. Would need Heroku CLI though. Don't have this currently on my VirtualBox, so I'll just go ahead and install it for Windows. Right, Mac is also available. I don't use Mac, so not very sure about it. Right, so yeah, just have all this, click next, install, let it install. This Heroku CLI is basically a tool that will help you to connect your basically connect to this Heroku server, but via commands. It's a command line interface, so you can just write some commands and deploy your code directly instead of doing anything from here. So I'll tell you why it is needed and how it makes your life easy. I'm gonna let it install. Meanwhile,